your Tween and You 5 minutes to a better relationship. Welcome back to your tweenandyou.com with your hosts, JoAnn and Amy. I want to talk about how to get my kid out of their room because my kid goes to her room all the time and I can't get her out.
Oh, well, you know, that room is a very sacred place to your child. It's quiet, it's their environment, it's their decorations, it's their safety zone, it's their no one's going to bother me unless I want to be bothered space.
Yeah, but is it good for them to be sitting in their room for 5 and 6 hours at a time just texting and Snapchatting and doing whatever they're doing on their phones?
Of course not. They need some adult interaction because adults are the ones that are going to really guide them. All these things are going on, but we're the ones that provide the four walls and the balance and all the things that they need, the money, the direction to keep their lives going smoothly. So I don't think we need to be intimidated when our kids are in their room, but I think we need to go up and visit them for sure in their room and just knock on the door and say, hey, how's it going in there?
So do you just knock and go in, or do you knock and wait for them to say come in, or what if they tell you get out, don't come in?
Well, I think it's probably wiser to set up something before that and just say, you know, most afternoons you go in your room and I just want you to know that I'm missing you. I'm going to be missing you and wondering about you every afternoon. So I'm going to come up and visit you when I get home from work. I'm just going to knock and I'm going to come on in.
And then what do you say to try to engage your child and try to get your child to come out of their room and put down their phone?
That's another thing that you can say when you're setting this up is like, I really want your attention. I really want to give you my attention. I'm going to leave my phone downstairs and I want you to turn yours off while we're chatting. And will you agree to that? You know, it's really hard to tell a kid you are going to do this, but if you ask them to agree with you and you use words like let's and we, they're buying right into whatever it is you want them to do.
And a lot of times, sending a child to their room is not a punishment anymore because they have everything in their room that they need to pacify them and keep them company.
Right. Well, that's for a whole nother podcast, Amy. But I think going into your child's room when they're in there is perfectly okay. You pay for the real estate. They're certainly in there and it's their room, but you own that room just like you own their phone and everything else that they have. They can be who they are without you. So going in there and just sitting on the bed and saying, hey, how's it going? Just starting any kind of conversation with them, and you'll be able to tell what kind of mood they're in, and they might even say, Mom, you don't look all right. Dad, what's going on with you? You're all sweaty, because they're noticing everything that you do.
And should you limit the amount of time that they're allowed to be in their rooms by themselves?
Well, it really kind of depends what they're doing in that room. I mean, if they're just texting the whole time, they're not doing homework, they're not doing anything productive, they probably don't need to be in there. But again, that's what you set up. Where are they going to do their homework? What time is dinner? What are they expected to do for dinner? Do they set the table? Do they do the dishes? Did they do the washing up? I mean, all those things are things that parents can set up so that they don't have a child sitting in their room from the time they get home from school till the time that you tuck them in at night.
I feel like I need to have you along with me for the ride all the time. You're so wonderful.
Oh, thanks. Well, you know, Amy, I had 4 kids of my own, and they also were in love with their rooms, and I was also in love with going up and talking to them and sitting on their bed. And when I would go in and not have a, hey, you got to come down and do this, or it's your turn to do that, or don't forget you've got swimming lessons, when I just went in and sat down and said, how's it going? They never felt intimidated or that I was going to make them do something because they knew I was just there to talk. And it really was a lot of fun.
And what's so wonderful is JoAnn is available to be your partner in all this and to offer coaching to you one-on-one. Tell us about the coaching that you offer.
Oh, Amy, I really enjoy the coaching because I really get to kind of know the intimate details that are going on in family lives. And there's never been any coaching client that has had something so severe that it can't be fixed. I know a lot of times we worry that, oh my gosh, we're really blowing this. This is awful. Something's happened. I've said something horrible. But all those things can be fixed. All those, we can learn to behave differently. We can learn to talk differently. We can look to the future for how we want to launch our kid and learn ways to do that. And I love to help people do that. I love watching them change. I love watching them accept new ideas and going forward. And then they come back week after week and tell me how this worked or that worked.
And you do offer specials for people who heard about your coaching on this podcast?
Oh, that's right. So if you're listening today and you're interested in coaching, just shoot me an email from the website, yourtweenandyou.com, and tell me that you heard this podcast, and I will give you a lovely discount if you'd like some coaching. The time?
Well, as always, JoAnn and I want to thank you so much for joining us on this special podcast of yourtweenandyou.com. And coming up on our next podcast, we are going to tackle
Screen time.
Oh my goodness. How do you take that screen away from your kid without them screaming?
There's ways, there's good ways.
Once again, if you want to contact JoAnn, you can find her on her website, yourtweenandyou.com. Thanks for listening to Your Tween and You, 5 minutes to a better relationship. For more information, log on to our website, yourtweenandyou.com.